Okay, Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. So, can we start now? All right. Okay, my name is Lutfi Ismail, and today I'm going to be your moderator for the online webinar, which is entitled Questioning Techniques, Display Referential Scenario Based, and Selected Tech Tools. So throughout today's session, I am honored to be the moderator, and I need your kind support and cooperation to make our online session interactive, engaging, and also harmonious. Yeah. So you may ask your questions pertaining to this topic in the comment sections, and we are going to have an interactive session throughout the online seminar. And you can also push some reaction button to show your active participations and response. And I will share the link of the Padlet during the session. Okay. So there will be two parts for today's talks, and we will have a Q&A session at the end of part 1 and part 2. And we also have two live activity sessions after part 1 and also part 2. So please stay tuned and participate in the live activity soon. Yeah? And please also allow me to snap pictures or screenshot during our activities. So before we get started, we shall start our online webinar with the recitation of Kitab for fellow Muslim. And for the non-Muslim, you may meditate according to your respective belief. So Al-Fatiha. Bismillah. So, Amin, yeah. So, a few years ago, we did not allow the students to use phones in school for many reasons. But today, the school session is basically conducted in the mobile phone. Yeah? So, how do we assess online learning? And this is actually happening with the pandemic COVID-19, and it's very important topic to discuss today. So today we will have a very prominent speaker who will share with us his knowledge, experience, and expertise on the assessment for online learning. So we have Associate Professor Dr. Johari bin Osman, who was born in Singapore, and then he grew up in Johor Bahru. He then got an early education in Sekolah Menengah Sains Kuala Pilah, Negeri Sembilan. After MCE, he went to the United States, which is Southern Illinois. He obtained Bachelor in Math, 77 to 1981, and Masters in Mathematics Education, a class of 83. Then he came back to Malaysia and did his diploma in education in University Malaya and teach in Sekolah Sains Muar in 1989. Okay, and in 1989, he joined UIAM within 48 hours of notice in 1991, actually. Okay, he was offered the SLAPS JPA and continued his PhD in Denver University in Colorado, United States. Okay, and now then he came back in 1997 and served in UIAM, and he retired in 2020. And now he is a freelance consultant in the field of statistics and data analysis. So with his vast experience and expertise, I welcome Associate Professor Dr. Johari bin Osman. So the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much, Dr. Lutfi, for the brief and interesting introduction. Okay, this is actually my second session or second webinar being invited by CADe, UPM, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank UPM for giving me the opportunity to share experiences. Okay, this topic, assessment in general, is an interesting topic, and as I mentioned in my first webinar, assessment is one of the 3 elements in education in general. The other 2 being curriculum. So we have experts in curriculum. In universities, we have course outline, we have syllabuses in schools. That's the one aspect which is important, curriculum. Then we have instruction. This is where all lecturers, all educators, all teachers are involved in. This is our bread and butter. So when you talk about teaching, be it in the schools, be it in the private colleges, be it in the public universities, we are all involved in instruction. So when I say instruction, it's quite a big term. It includes all the teaching and learning. But in this case, I will be doing or being requested to share my experiences and my limited knowledge on assessment. So it is a big task. For 2 hours, I'm supposed to cover quite a big topic, but I will try my best to not disappoint the viewers or the participant. So let me share what I'm gonna go through. So I'm sharing my screen here. Okay, so there are 2 topics I included, which is questioning techniques. I prefer to put it a little bit more general. Okay, even though the requirement was just for that three specific types of question, but I think it is better to include like all types of question in general, not so detailed. And then after the first part, then I will just share with you. When I say selected, it's quite difficult to pinpoint. Actually, it's not 1 or 2. I've chosen about 10. So I don't know if I have enough time to browse through all the 10 tech tools that you can try. You can check it out yourself. You can look at its worthiness, its feasibility, its relevancy. Then you can try and apply it in your own online classes. And I'm sure for us in the university, the semester, is about to start in another 1 month. Like in UAE, we will start in October. So and this is the latest news for some classes in UAE. We have opted to give some classes face-to-face. So in a way, just to recap a little bit, yes, we agree or we are aware that we are in a pandemic, about to cross to the endemic period. So what it means by endemic, just sharing with the viewers, endemic means we cannot beat COVID. Actually, we cannot like obliterate it at all. We have to learn to live with it, just as we live with the common cold and the common flu. So sometimes, people do not understand this. They think that we can just destroy and beat COVID. I'm not for COVID, okay? Definitely I'm not. I mean, I'm smiling, right? But about 2 weeks ago, my father-in-law succumbed to COVID. So all this while we listen that other people are affected, so we are not that worried. But once it strikes us in the nose, your close family dying of COVID, then the reality sinks. So anyway, let me start. So when we talk about questioning techniques, see, I'm in educational psychology. Okay, my faculty or my kuliah is kuliah of education. So what does people in kuliah of education do? Kuliah of education people teach teachers. So I want to emphasize, we teach teachers. So sometimes other colleagues from other kuliah get a little bit threatened or a little bit upset. Why all the trainings are from kuliah of education? So you have to understand, because that's our core job. we teach teachers, we teach new lecturers, we teach young educators. So in education, other than teaching and learning in the classroom, one small aspect is questioning. So to tell you frankly, questioning technique is a big subtopic in education. So I'm trying to adhere to the requirement of CADe, but at the same time trying to expose or share with you things that I'm sure most of you have heard, I'm sure most of you know, but whether we are applying it or we are utilizing it the proper way. So hopefully, even though I know maybe I will spend about 40-45 minutes in this part one, I hope at the end of this presentation, at least I will spark some pondering in your mind, some pondering in some of your mind who are teachers, who are veteran teachers or new teachers, and say, yeah, what Dr. Joe says makes sense. What I've been doing might not be as accurate. What I've been doing all this while might not be as proper. So I need to rethink. Then once I rethink and do a lot more reading or attend similar seminar like this, then I think I'll be better. So that is the hope. Yeah? I'm not going to teach all of you new stuff, but maybe slightly changing mindset on what true assessment is. So let's go. So I have two major learning outcomes in education, in universities are outcome-based. At the end of this first part presentation, participants or viewers will be able to use practical tips and applicable questioning techniques in online classroom. That's my hope, okay? I know sometimes learning outcome might not be achieved 100%, but we try. And then the second part, at the end of the second part presentation, participants will be able to use a collection meaning not all, not exhaustive definitely, but maybe a few of practical technology tools. You know, in the literature, they just use the word tech tools to enhance, okay, to improve your own personal online classroom and maybe compare or maybe infuse or maybe add or maybe support your current best practices, okay? But if you think that after showing all this, you think it won't work for me or it doesn't, I don't think that works for me, that is fine. At least we managed to see each other over this Zoom session. Okay, let me start with a quote. I like this quote because it is relevant for this presentation. Okay, I read it, okay. Good questioning skills are part of the artistry of teaching. See, there are many views. Some people say teaching is an art. Some people say teaching is a science. I would say it's somewhere in the middle, okay? It doesn't matter, we don't have to argue on that, but the quote is quite nice. Well-crafted questions can assist students in digging deeper. That's the key word. Just as Fauzia, that lady, you know, the artist, Fauzia Mat Daud. Digging, gali lagi. Gali apa? Kalau dalam in education, we are also digging. We are digging and asking and wanting and hoping and praying for our students to be able to give not surface responses or surface thinking responses, but deeper, thoughtful responses. That's the key, and I will reiterate later on. So good questioning skills or techniques can allow students to reflect on their own thoughts. In educational psychology, this is called constructivism. Building meaning. If you as a teacher or lecturer fail to initiate or even to start making students build meaning, half of the battle is lost. Mind you, I've taught 30 years, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I repeat, they can allow students to reflect on their thoughts, processes, and to develop the ability to clearly articulate their thinking. There's a big word in English, articulate. merubah, mengolah, that's in English, melalui penakkulan, thinking. And that's why in the school system or even in our universities, higher order thinking skills are the norm. Actually, we should be going there, right? Example. I give you one simple example so that you can relate to what we are going to talk. I'm showing you this phone, right? The question begets. What? Name the brand of this phone. Name the brand of this phone. That's a question. That's a valid question, but that's the lowest of the low. Why? 99 or 100% of you will say, "Alah, doctor, so simple, it's an iPhone 12. So what? Does that achieve learning outcome? Think. Now I change the question. Explain to me the similarities and the differences between this iPhone and a Samsung phone. Yeah, now you see, tougher question, right? I give you another tougher question. Explain to me or give me one scenario in a page what smartphones will look like in the year 2030. Nampak? Higher level, right? That's the key. Why? The more high you up the question, the more thinking the student must do. It's a matter of must. We must make them think. We do not want them to regurgitate just merely facts. If just facts, final exam is just facts, then 1 hour before the exam, they can just flip through the notes and they can still score an A. I'm sure most of you agree to this. Okay, so this is a long road for all of us, especially in this pandemic period. We need to up our ante. We need to up our preparation. We need to up our motivation to make sure, despite all the negativities, despite all the problems and the hindrances that schools and universities and administrators and parents and even our students, the students is our, our bread and butter. They are the ones that make us have a job. Make sure that we give them what it's worth. Because I know the complaints are, "Cikgu, teacher, I cannot do this. I cannot understand. I cannot know how to do this tool." You need to up your MT, okay? So skillful questioning leads students to make their own discoveries. Skillful questioning leads students to make their own learning. And that's my introduction. Okay. Okay, so now I make it simplified. There, in the literature, there are many, okay? I know you can compare, you can just Google and check. In the literature, there are many school of thoughts on types of questions. But I chose for this particular presentation, three simplified version. One is questioning. There are closed and open. So closed-ended questions, open-ended question. Simple. I'm not going to read all that because it will waste my time. You can, while I'm talking, you can see the notes, okay, or the slides. Open-ended question can be seen as question that is leaning towards higher order. Closed-ended questions are questions that are leaning to just facts and mere recall, or memorization. Just like just now, I asked you, name the model of this phone. Name the model of this phone. So a closed-ended question, that's a closed-ended question. Why? Because you cannot give other answers. Other answers won't be acceptable except iPhone 12. So that's closed. An open-ended question. What would happen if we bring this phone to Mars? Would it still be working? And explain why. If it's yes, and explain if it's not working in Mars, why not? So the student need to use all the faculties of learning and understanding and answer, maybe not just one sentence, maybe answer in a paragraph. But the earlier one, the close-ended, is only one word answer, iPhone 12. So now you have this repertoire of types, then it's up to you as the teacher or the lecturer who understand the class and the students in the class to pick and choose when to use open and when to use close. Because I don't have the answer. I don't have the formula. I'm just sharing you the basic understanding of open and close. So I'm going to go to the next one. Because later on, there's many activities I want to do with the viewers. Hopefully I have enough time. After close and open-ended question, the next type of question would be low order and high order. Low order and high order. This is where HOTS comes about, right? I mean, we've been talking, I'm sure we have read in the paper, especially more so with the schools. They say all teachers should be able to create or build tests or exam that involve more. I'm not saying all exam only high order. I'm not saying low order is bad. I'm not saying low order should be thrown away. No. So please mark my words. It should be a combination, yes, but high order must be more. Why high order more? Later you will understand, okay? So low order is usually facts, recall, and facts and recall are actually based on maybe memorization or a limited understanding. But high order, we want students to use higher order thinking, reasoning skills, problem solving, and then with all these answers or this type of question, we are open for discussion. Okay. So the next one would be convergent and divergent. And definitely when we have a divergent question, then it is related to the high order and open. So actually these three looks quite the same, but they are similar, but in some aspect, depending on the definition of the three that I've mentioned, open, close, high, low, convergent, divergent, they do intersect. They do intersect. That's what I'm trying to say. So it depends, okay? Divergent have many possible answers, right? Right? For example, maybe year one student say, why the lecturer is bald? There's an open-ended and divergent, because the reason for me being bald, there is no one answer. There's many answers. DNA, heredity, no style, whatever. Ben Diesel, all this, Michael Jordan, they are all bald. Okay. Anyway, convergent, there's one correct answer. You converge into one answer or one fact or one view, no other opposing view. But divergent, you might have two views. In Islam, we have mazhab. So there are 4 mazhab. So that's divergent. And with divergent and diversity, it's better. Why? Because people can think and discuss, right? And argue and justify and defend views. That's what we want our students. We do not want a closed convergent mind. Closed convergent mind. No vaccine for me. No vaccine for me. But that's so convergent, that's so close-ended. Why? Sorry to say, this is current event. Sorry, I know I'm recorded, but I told Dr. Luthi, I speak my mind. Okay, one suggestion was, let the teachers in the school who is not vaccinated or only one dose vaccinated come to school but don't teach. Huh? I can't fathom that. Don't they think? If you do that, then the teachers who have 2 doses will feel not fair. I have to teach five classes. Now my friend is not vaccinated, just come to school and do clerical work. Man, he or she should be teaching 3 of the 5 courses that I'm teaching. So it will lead to a Pandora box, right? Like, to me, if I'm the advisor to a minister, bring all these naysayers, non-vaccine, anti-vax, ask them to argue. Show me your argument, then we will patahkan argument mereka one by one. Argument science. Your argument science is based only one article or one research or one expert. We have hundreds of experts. Anytime we will debunk your view. Itu science. Then they say, oh, my agama cannot, my belief cannot. Bring all the ulama in Malaysia. Majority of the ulama says vaccine is good. We will debunk their view. But why can't we do that? See, argue lah. That's science, right? You look at the statistics. All majority of those hospitalized are not vaccinated. Majority. Okay. So anyway, think why I'm like debating. I'm sorry, Dr. Lutfi, but I'm debating a little bit. But I know, but this is crucial. Why? Because this affects all of us.
No problem, Doctor. This is also another method of questioning.
Yes. It affects all of us. It's the most current event. It's the thing that is on the mind of 99% of Malaysians. The 1%, they are crackers. So don't listen to them. See, so let us go next. Okay, so this was requested by CADe to talk about this. Just a little bit of explaining. This display and referential is a little bit more relevant or used more in languages. Okay, in languages, I've done that reading, and the literature says that. So me in education or even in psychology, we do use it, but maybe we are not aware of the word display versus referential. Okay, what is the difference? What is the difference between display and referential? I'm just reading here a little bit. When you use display question, the answer is already clear. So example just now, remember now, you see how I use in the class. Must always use example, and example must not be 50 years ago or somewhere in Timbuktu. Why? Somewhere in Alaska, because student cannot relate. So now if I show this phone, everybody knows phone in Malaysia. Yeah, I know some of them don't use Apple, but iPhone is known, 99% of our population. So if I ask Ahmad, can you tell me what company built this phone? That's a display, because I know the answer. I know the answer. It's Apple. He or she might not know or struggle, right? Then ask another friend to help. Okay, which company do this phone? And then I give clue. Prompting. The name is a fruit that you can see. Usually you start with A. So finally they say Apple. Okay, very good. So that's a display. That's a display type question where a teacher asks, but the teacher already know the answer. No, for sure, 100%. No discussion there. No discussion. Don't tell me your student say no, doctor, it's not Apple, it's banana. That one funny lah. See, versus referential from the word reference, right? You ask a question, you do not know the answer. Dr. Lutfi, what did you have for breakfast? That's a question, yeah, but I do not know the answer. I cannot say, oh, you must eat roti canai, yeah? No. If you did not answer roti canai, so be it. Huh? No, up to you. Nasi lemak, okay. So I do not know the answer. That's referential. So that's the key between display and referential. Okay. The temperature at my home is getting up. I'm already perspiring. Okay. So anyway, display answer is already clear. Teacher asks just to see if the student knows. The question teacher asks student to see if they understand or they already remember what was taught yesterday or last week. So I give a few examples, right? These are my examples. Spell the word quarantine. I mean, the student do not see the word now, just listening to me. Quarantine. What nationality was Macbeth? Dr. Lukti, I put you on the spot. What nationality was Macbeth from Shakespeare? Teka je lah.
British?
Scotland. Okay, it's okay.
British.
Okay, doesn't matter. It's just an example. I just, you know, sometimes, you know, in any presentation, you cannot be throughout all serious, you know. Okay, this year's Merdeka Day fell on which day of the week? Oh. Okay, it's tough question because if you do not know, you do not know. Okay. Anyway, referential, which is different. What did you do at the weekend? So we do not know the answer. The friends in the class do not know the answer. Only the person that I pose the question to will know the answer. And it's okay. Whatever the answer is, we can further discuss or further elaborate. Why are you so sad? You see a student come in class so, so sad, and then you might ask why. And then from there, you can start a discussion, which is maybe relevant to your topic. Describe how would your typical day be like once we transition from pandemic into the endemic. So these are examples of display versus referential. And again, I'm not saying you must use, or for certain subjects you must use this and that. It's a matter of your choice, which is the most relevant to you. If you already know this, fine. It's just a refresher, ulang kaji, because you are the experts in language, maybe in language subject instructors. So I wouldn't know as much because this, even though we do use it, but we don't call that particular name. Okay, we only use that at open-ended and close-ended and divergent or convergent. Scenario-based. Scenario-based is very interesting. And I sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes appropriately will use scenario-based. Okay, what are the steps? Let me bring my steps to create a scenario. You must understand the students. You need to understand the students that you are teaching. Maybe it's maybe first year, then the scenario must be relevant to the first year, or even if it's a postgraduate student, then the scenario might be different. Create real life and relevant situation. By using that scenario, it will motivate the students. Not just motivate and both challenging the students. Use informal and conversational language, not too dry and not too formal. Use definitely interactive activities. That's the keyword. I will go back with interactive later on. And then finally, you should use visual graphic, be it just pictures or media or even videos. And this is an example. I think if I go to the example proper, then you can see. Here, the brief descriptors. I'm pulling in a few literatures here. A scenario-based question describe how students might respond to situation in the future. The classic question could be, imagine you are the Prime Minister or the 10th Prime Minister. by pure luck or whatever, fortunate you become the 10th Prime Minister, what would you do? So something like that. Then it involves hypothetical questions or possible situation students are likely to face. Okay, would be students who enter education faculty. So in the interview, we might ask, if you now already graduated as a qualified teacher, you are sent to a rural school somewhere in the rural Sabah, Sarawak. What would be your first task that you do when you go to the class? So something like that. To better understand students' thought processes and assess their problem-solving skill. To explore future possibilities or stimulate creativity. And actually, when we do scenario-based, it's automatically, I would say, I dare say, it will open up possibility for higher order thinking, definitely. Because you can't have a scenario and then you ask, what is this? Name this. Who is this? I mean, that is wasting time. Because see, when you do high order performance tests, that might include scenario-based, you don't have much time to dilly-dally on the low order thinking. Example, define, name, list. No, that one you do in quizzes, that one you do, let's say, in homework, yeah, you can. But when it's a final project, whatever the final project, be it in law, in engineering, in science, you need to really make sure the time that you spend creating the scenario and the resulting responses from the students are worth meaning worth their effort and worth their thinking, so that, you know, final project usually a large chunk of the percentage, right? So both parties, teachers and students, must realize this. It's not fun. It's not, you know, close your eyes, copy here, copy that, copy paste, then you're gonna get an A. No. So and actually scenario based, I think, I'm not saying who discover what first, but it's often used in interviews. Okay, example. This is my own, you know, maybe 2 nights ago, I was thinking how I'm going to make example. I'm not going to follow the book example. Book example you can find your own. If you were to pick one movie to be your life, one movie, which one would it be? Include this in your answer. The title of the movie, the brief plot and the characters. Explain in some detail why you chose the movie. The most memorable scene. Justify and elaborate how your life is connected to this movie. Wow, that's deep, Dr. Lutfi. Right? That's deep. How a movie is connected to your life, your favorite movie lah, konon lah. And then summary and conclusion, and then let them do the research maybe 1 week. Then let them put it either in an infographic or even a video slide or a video. Then let them explain. See, if you give something like this to the student, wow, it will pump them up. They will want to do it. You know why? Because whether you like it or not, students need to be appreciated. Students need to be seen that they are doing the work. Not necessarily just knowing the answer. It's knowing the answer after going through a learning journey. A learning journey. Okay, I know some viewers say, okay, Dr. Joe, okay, what's yours? The Interesting Life of Walter Mitty. Have you seen that movie? For those of you who have seen, you know. What was the most memorable scene? The moment Walter Mitty get to see the snow leopard. Wow, that's deep. You know why, Dr. Lutfi? In the whole wide world, only a few people have witnessed with their eyes a snow leopard. And that scene is deep.
Doctor, but how about the technical, technical courses? How do you relate this?
That one can we discuss after the presentation?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm hearing some interference. Okay, that's one example. I know it might not be as an extensive scenario, but that would be a start. You know why? Because all this, the students should be immersed in the activity or in the experience of learning. But you, as the teacher, must guide and must facilitate. You know, for sure they will have a lot of questions: what to start, what to do, how, when, what time. I didn't put all the other details, when, duration, timeline, all those things. You know, draft or whatever. The next one, this one I think I mentioned just now. If you will pick, yeah, I know lah, you can say, doctor ni mengarut, doctor. No, doesn't matter. Because this scenario is hypothetical. I know I'm not going to be a PM, but at least I'm forcing my student to think as a PM, For all you know, our students, we do not want to shortchange them. Their ideas are much more revolutionary or evolutionary than us. So if you were picked as the 10th Prime Minister of Malaysia after the 15th general election in the future, as far as we know now, it's like end of next year. the earliest. Describe in detail with complete plan of action your first 7 days in office. So if a student, you give them a few days or 1 week, or even group work, let's say group work, pair work, you'll be amazed at their answers. Sometimes their answers will be something that we the old people or the orang lama, tak terfikir pun. Because why? Our youngsters are living in a different cohort group. They are all the Z or the X whatever generation, right? All the IT, digital divide generation. So we wouldn't know what they have learned, what they discuss among themselves. So at least it is a fresh perspective from a group that as time goes on. See, I'm sorry to say, my age with my student age is becoming more wider. And sometimes it's not easy to communicate with them, especially let's say the first year, they are 23, 24. Then when I say something, they cannot relate because I'm saying something in my era. Contoh Dr. Lufti. Hey guys, do you know baby boomers? Budak 20 tahun, those 20, 30 are like tenganga. Baby boomer tu apa? Macam bom. No. Baby boomers are those generation that were born in the 60s. After the war, okay, after the Great World War, World War II. so maybe that phrase, our young ones who is 20 plus wouldn't even know or read in the literature or in history. And we boomers are the dinosaur lot. We are about to go extinct. So these are the things that we can share with the younger generation, so that once upon a time, I was still using public phone with coin operator. I was using phone rotary dial. I was using record, the black round circle records, turntable. I was using cartridge, which is so big that you push inside the cartridge player in the cars. The young generation never see that, and they missed those things, right? So as we move forward, there's so many things that are dividing us. So there must be effort to bring us back together, the old generation, the young generation, and we can do that. But we need charismatic, proactive, sincere, bold, and brave leaders. Okay, so. We are about to end part 1, Dr. Lupi. Okay, I'm looking at the watch.
Oh, nice timing, Dr. Joe. It's now 10:45.
Alhamdulillah, I turn it back to Allah because I seek Allah's guidance in doing all my presentation.
A teacher's guide to effective questioning. Asking questions is one of a teacher's most effective.
Can you hear Dr. Lufti, the video?
Yeah, very well.
Effective learning assessment tools. Effective questioning is key because it makes thinking visible. It identifies prior knowledge, reasoning ability, and the specific degree of student understanding. Therefore, it's the ultimate guide for formative progress. Research indicates that as much as 80% of classroom questioning is based on low-order, factual recall questions. Bloom's taxonomy provides an important framework we can use to craft effective questions that promote higher-order engagement. You can think of these as 7 levels of thinking. Level 1, knowledge. This level focuses on the identification and recall of information, with questions such as, what year was the personal protective equipment at work regulations introduced? Level 2, comprehension. Here, the learners organise information and grasp meaning. At this level, they translate their knowledge into new context, such as explaining the difference between 2 related subjects, or summarise, order and infer causes in key information. For instance, what differences exist between English bond and Flemish bond? Level 3, application. At this level, the learners apply their knowledge and can visualise actions in a real life or applied situations. They can solve problems using the required skill or knowledge and use methods and concepts in new situations, such as, what should you do when using pipe freezing equipment to isolate a damaged section of pipe? Level 4, analysis. At this level, learners analyse, classify and examine information and use facts, rules and principles to support generalisations with questions such as, you have been given the task of making a chest of drawers. Which type of joints would you use for each section? Level 5, synthesis. This is where learners combine ideas to create new ones. Here, questioning supports the learner to relate knowledge from several areas, to make predictions and draw conclusions. Radiators are not heating sufficiently in one room of a 3-bed house. How would you diagnose the issue? Level 6, evaluation. Here, the students develop opinions, judgments, or decisions. Questions at this level prompt the learner to justify their thinking, compare and discriminate between ideas, and make choices based on reasoned argument with questions such as, what ceiling insulation material would be most suitable for a chalet-style property? Rock wall loft installation, aluminium foil-backed insulation, or multi-layer foil insulation? And level 7, creativity. At this level, the learner thinks independently and in new ways and is able to originate and innovate ideas and methods. They plan, design, experiment, and collaborate with questions such as, how would you redesign a 2-story office block that complies with the Equality Act 2010, but also ensures that usable space for work is maximised? With questioning being such a fundamental element of a successful session, we must put questioning back at the core of our planning. We need to carefully plan and formulate questions with precision, as well as targeting the right questions to the right students.
Okay, that's 3 minutes. Okay, usually when you want to show a video, you need to make sure the video is not too long. If not, your viewers or your audience will go off somewhere. So anyway, that is like a recap of what I tried to cover. I know I didn't cover that much or that detail, but that's the idea. Okay. Now your task. So maybe Dr. Lukti can share the Padlet. Okay, this is Bloom. Just a recap. I'm sure Bloom is quite famous in Malaysia, or very famous, especially for educators and teachers and lecturers. So even when we are doing our outcome based, we will refer this. But there are other institutions or other groups that are not using Bloom. They are using other taxonomy. Okay.
So I've shared the URL on the comment sections.
Yes.
So the participants can go to the Padlet. Yeah. Okay.
So now I give you like say 5 to 7 minutes to just, okay, I will read the question. The activity is, you have these 6 levels of Bloom, and I'm assuming majority or many of you know what Bloom's levels of thinking. Choose one topic, only one topic though. Choose one topic or one object. Then using this topic as a reference, create relevant question and each of the 6 Bloom's level. This is a typical task I use in both my undergraduate and postgraduate. And to tell you frankly, this is not easy. Okay, if you want for me to guide, let's say the object is a pen. So remember what question? Remember question must have a pen. The question must have the word pen. Then understand also the same. Then apply also the same until create. I give you an example. Let's say I'm holding a pen. Name this object. Cukup. Name this object. Settle. Remember. Number 2, what's the function of this object? To understand. Apply. Apply. This is always a challenge, even to my postgraduate. Apply kan dia ramai dapat salah. Okay, I give you an example straight away because I do not want to waste time. Apply. Other than its normal function as a pen, what other ways that it can use a pen for? Explain with examples. Okay, I give you the answer quickly, Dr. Lutfi, just to start you all thinking with other object lah.
Yeah, sure.
You can use a pen as a missile to defend yourself. Oh, that's apply question. But some teachers don't get it. So if you cannot apply the existing object with something different, then it's not apply. I can use a pen as a door stopper. Oh, because normally people don't do that. But we are forcing our students to think. That's the key point, to think. Because we want graduates younger generation, good critical creative thinkers. They can solve problems, not regurgitate facts. We have a lot of that. That's in assessment, the no phrase is testing towards the test.
Yes, I agree, because like many of our students, they don't want to think. They want to know the answer.
Okay. Dr. Lutfi, I want to share with you. I was teaching a class in Kuantan, because UIA have a Kuantan campus, and for your information, in Kuantan it's all science, medicine, dental, I was teaching science for math students. So I said, next month or early next month, I'm going to give you a midterm test. Okay, and then we have covered all this topic. And then a few will say, Doctor, please don't ask thinking question. I just want to drop it. I just want to say, you want me to ask you non-thinking question? If you want me to ask you non-thinking question, better we wrap up the class and go home lah. Tak payah ajar lah. Non-thinking question, dia tak nak non-thinking question. Dan apa? Siapa nama saya? Apakah nama objek yang awak duduk tu? Takkan nak tanya tu. That's the reality. I'm sharing you. I'm sad to say this, or I'm embarrassed, but that's what students say. Please, doctor, don't ask thinking question. Okay. So I will go to the Padlet that I have with.
Okay, so now we have like 100 participants using Zoom.
I'm not asking.
And from the YouTube, it's like, I think 40 live viewers. So maybe they can start submitting their.
Yeah, you can submit in Padlet.
Yeah.
I'm refreshing my Padlet. I will comment maybe the first one or two, because the rest I think I don't have the time. I know there are many of you, but maybe for the rest you can just watch and look at the example. But I'm not yet. See, can you see my Padlet here, Dr. Lutfi?
Yeah, we can see it. But I think it's pretty hard, to try your examples. Or maybe we can also start with some examples. Yeah?
Okay, examples like this. Another one.
Yeah.
Malaysia can be an example. Let's say a history subject. Okay. Name a country that is south of Malaysia. Senang. That is like a knowledge question, right? Singapore, example. Okay. What year was Malaysia formed? 1963. So these are all low order, But if you go up. What was the main cause of the confrontation between Malaysia and Indonesia in the 60s? Itu you can a little bit of application maybe or analyze, can. Okay. Or I go up straight. I go up to create. I go up to create. Then you need some time to ponder and think like that, because it's not like you just snap a finger and then you get a create question. But let's say what are the arguments and the justification so that Malaysia would be a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council? Give examples and arguments and justification. Okay, that might not be create in itself. It could be evaluate and analyze. So that's the point that I'm trying to share with you. You can come up with any topic from your field of expertise or from your subject area, but you can start thinking on building questions at the various levels of Bloom. And then you can realize that it is not as easy as it seems, because to go up to analyze question under analyze, question under evaluation, it's not easy, right? Example, Tesla, Elon Musk is thinking of going to Mars. Okay, what are the conditions that you think is most suitable, or what is the argument for bringing, let's say, a chaplain or a priest up to Mars, and discuss why we need that, not just scientists or engineers. So these are the things that will create discussion, serious discussion on the issue of something that going up to the level of higher order thinking. I'm not, I know this is tough, but it's okay, Dr. Lupti, even if we do not have any participant giving me the answers, they can do it later after the presentation. I will share with them my slides, because my slides is interactive. Even though I'm not live, you can still respond to my slides after the presentation. Inshallah. Okay, so I don't think that, yes.
Oh, we have actually one respondent.
Okay, can you just say it so that I can listen, that I can comment?
So for the remember, the example is how many politeness strategies are there according to Brown and Levinson 1987.
Okay, pass. Next level.
And then understand what are the difference between the positive and negative politeness strategies.
Agreed. From assessment side, the question is valid and good. Continue.
Yeah, and apply. Based on the sample complaint, how would you respond using the politeness strategies?
Then the question must give the complaint, right?
Yeah, because I think it's apply. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's okay. Okay. Go to analyze.
And like, why did you choose that strategy? Explain your reason for choosing that strategy.
Okay, boleh. Okay. It can be improved, but boleh. The next one, evaluate.
Evaluate is based on the company's response to the complaint. How can you improve it?
That one might not be. To me, that one we can discuss lah. I'm not saying it's not evaluate. You can make it much more detailed in terms of evaluate. I mean, that's the only thing that that is the only thing that I might comment on. Create.
And the create is left empty because I think.
Yeah, the create is like hypothetical pun boleh. Okay, so I think we are done. Alhamdulillah. Just nice, Dr. Lupti, 1 hour done.
Yeah.
You want to answer a question and answer for maybe 1 or 2 questions?
Yeah, so maybe we can have participants who wants to ask questions to Dr. Joe. So you may turn on your camera and ask your question with your own words. Yeah, so I always ask my student to, but I think all the participants are professional, like doctors and professors, I think. So, okay. So maybe we open to Dr. Dr. Zawiya. I know some of them. Yeah.
They can ask through the chat.
Yeah, or you can also ask through the chat if you are not available to switch on your camera or audio.
Dr. Lupti, I would like to comment this one submission, a good one. I think a good one. I do not know from who, but a good one. I think you get the idea. You get the idea. As long as my colleagues get the idea, I'm happy. Okay, if no, I continue part 2. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we can save time to QA session 2.
Yes. So let me go back. Where's my? I'm trying to find where's my. Okay, part 2. Technology codes. Can you see that?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. I'm just quoting the first quote. The technology you use impresses no one. The experience you create with it is everything. So to me, it reverberates what I also agree, or what my stand is. See, the issue now, I'm talking through experience in UIA. Our new lecturers, or even some young lecturers, they are quite stressful when before pandemic they are just having a happy life, teaching face to face. Some of them are, I would say, quote unquote traditionalists. They use lecture and everything. They are not really sorry to say, but this is the truth. They are not really IT savvy. Okay. So when pandemic comes, it's an upheaval. Whether they like it or not, it's like a worst nightmare for these few people, this few group. They have to learn quickly because that's the requirement of the university, all the Zoom and the Google Meet. And then they keep on trying, and it's not happening. And I think later I will share with you why in my personal humble view, it's not happening for some. And they get so stressed, they get so upset. Sometimes they just like give up. And that's where it affects their classes because they have to do it from home. We cannot enter campus. Okay, so the next quote. Technology is just a tool. That's why the title is tech tool, technology tool. In terms of getting the kids working together and motivating them, it's not the tool, it's the teacher. The teacher is the most important. In other words, the teacher with an arsenal of relevant tools, that's the answer. So that's why I always advise my younger colleagues here. Consider I'm a senior in UIA, so I advise them. It's not just about the tool. You can have all sophisticated tool, but if you're not IT savvy enough, it's not gonna work. The student will get more confused and more upset. Why? Because the lecturers are not competent enough. That's the key. So pick and choose relevant tools that you are 100% sure you are able to utilize with confidence and with accuracy. Accuracy meaning you really know the ins and outs. You don't just cuba-cuba. Cuba-cuba tu boleh before the class starts. But once the class starts, either it will go perfectly, smoothly, or it can, quote unquote, hell breaks loose. Then students begin to become demotivated. And once they are demotivated, you have a problem on your hand. With no videos on, and we don't know what's happening at the other end. And we are just talking, sitting down, Zoom fatigue, 2 hours of lecture. Okay. Oh, the second, Dr. Lufti, the second quote, guess who is this guy?
Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates. Bill Gates, the famous Bill Gates. Okay. Now, as a precursor to the second part, I'm just sharing with you the technology tools. We need to have this clear mindset. All of us, I'm not saying. Okay, first and foremost, I have to clarify. I'm not the expert on technology tools. I am an educational psychologist with a background in math and statistics, and I do teach psychology. But through all the years, you pick up pieces of knowledge and skills that in a way, your colleagues and peers accept you as, okay, Dr. Joe, he's okay in technology, even though he don't have the credential, but he's okay. Kiranya, he's a practitioner. I do all this. I do e-portfolio, for example. So e-portfolio could be another big webinar just talking about e-portfolio. Okay. Using technology as a learning tool. Yeah, you can use as a learning tool as long as you are aware, the limitation, the do's and don'ts. Literature says this. I'm just sharing the literature, but definitely I espouse it, meaning I'm an advocate of this. The best use of technology in an online class should be hands-on. The best use of technology in an online class should be, I emphasize should, not must, should. Nanti orang marah saya. Wow, saya I don't use that as a hands-on. Oh, okay, my student all score A. That one, maybe you are an exception, kan? That 10%, 10%. You don't use what I ask or the expert says, then your class is still okay. Good for you. But the purpose of me standing here is to share and inform the majority, the rest, the 90%. The 10% to the level tinggi lah. Okay. So the point is, when we use the tools, make sure we know, before embarking on the tool, you know that it will be hands-on, it will be interactive. And then kalau nak add, possibly experimental. Experimental meaning we tried it out. You know, strategy A using the tool, strategy B, strategy C. Finally, both us and the student realize, Doctor, strategy B yang last week tu best, Doctor. Kami seronok. We understood a lot. We can see the point that you are trying to say. We can achieve the outcome. Then you experiment lah. Don't lah use one tool, Zoom. Itu saja satu cara. Tak pernah nak eksperimen ubah sana ubah sini. Okay. That is from the perspective of us lecturer, right? So when we select and want to pick a tech tool, doesn't matter the tech tool like Kahoot lah, Kahoot lah, Edpuzzle lah, doesn't matter. I'm okay. I'm not saying, oh, I am for this tool, don't use that tool. No. Any tool that you like, you can use. It's just that for this presentation, I have to pick and choose the tools that I want to share. You might disagree with some of the tools that I'm sharing with you, but it's okay lah, because this is my flaw. So I choose this tool. Whether you like it or not, you can say, okay, Doctor, actually this tool I've used, I've tried, but it's not working for my class or for my field, engineering lah, medical. Then it's okay. Find other tools. It's just that I'm sharing for the new ones, new lecturers who are not really IT savvy. So they will see like, wow, yeah, I never thought this tool can help me. Okay. From the perspective of lecturers is number one. From the perspective of students, what do students need? Have you ever asked them? Ini a deep soul searching, Dr. Lupti. Have you ever asked our students, would you like Zoom or Google Meet? Nampak? Pernah tanya tak? Tak tanya kan? Kita impose saja. What do students need in terms of technology in their own online class? Again, see, the same point comes up, interactivity. That's what students want. And we have to make sure the student have access. If students do not have access, tu biasa kan, isu-isu tak ada access, tak ada internet, tak ada laptop. Then students need to have prerequisite skills too. So sometimes if you are really into this, even before the class starts and you know you're going to use certain tools and you know half of the class is not having the skill, maybe you can have a pre-class punya session sebelum start and give them the necessary skills. It could be synchronized, it could be asynchronous to make sure they are exposed to the skills, kasih exercise. Then finally, it must be relevant. It must be relevant to them, to their learning, to their subject area, okay? So these are some of the things that I want to share with all of you. The mindset must be correct. Okay, I gave you, Dr. Lupti. This is a scenario tau. I give myself lah, kena kat saya balik lah. Dr. Joe always uses 20 slides in his PowerPoint to teach when he is doing his synchronized lesson every Monday. That's a student punya view, contoh. Now I ask Dr. Lupti, am I using the correct tool, which is PowerPoint? One, if all my lecture is PowerPoint, 30 slides, cover 1 hour, I lecture using the slide. Now, you look at number 1, number 2. Mana yang tak ada, Dr. Lupti?
Yeah, well, that's very subjective.
Okay, but wait, but let's say I'm giving you a scenario. Okay. I, Dr. Joe, teach assessment. I use presentation. My presentation using a tool. The tool is PowerPoint slide. I use PowerPoint slide, I cakap. Slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, sampai slide 30. Now I'm asking you a very simple close-ended. Which of the number 1, number 2 punya subtopics which I do not use?
Oh, okay.
Ask the audience.
Yeah. I would say it depends on your slides.
No. You refer to the points that I have. I have 3 points there, 4 points there. Which one I do not use?
I think you maybe number 3. You don't use number 3.
Okay, but let the audience cuba jawab.
Okay, so maybe
it's very obvious.
From the comment. Okay, from the comment we have.
Let's say I only teach using PowerPoint and I lecture using PowerPoint. So
from the comment they said no interactions.
Yes. That's the point. And some of our lecturers just doing that. And that's why our students are bored. I'm sorry to say. Using PowerPoint per se throughout the 1 hour without even asking questions, without even asking feedback. That's a classic example of not using the tool appropriately, because the literature says, you can go to the literature now. Students and even teachers and lecturers throughout the world have realized the most effective way of instruction is including, embedding interactivity. So, kalau inilah yang the most energetic that I want to emphasize. Make sure after this, think. I don't care what tools you use. Think and try to include interactivity. Why? The literature has proven when you include interactivity, learning takes place. Because 1 hour, you talk. You do not know what's happening on the other side. They might be sleeping or they might be playing games. Right? But once you ask them to interact, I tried just now, right? For some of you all, and one group or one person managed to give a good one. To them or to the person who answered me, he or she is interacting with me, even though I'm not facing face to face. That works. They are learning. They are following my presentation. Oh, that's good. That's what my point. This slide is important. Focus and ponder, dear colleagues, dear brothers and sisters. Once you are, see, I respect highly all of you. We are all professionals in our own field, in our own area. You know best in engineering, in medicine, in dentistry, in law, in science, in chemistry, in languages. You know best your skills and then it's just a matter of choosing and making sure, at least I'm not saying all 1 hour to interactivity, maybe 1 hour, half hour lecture, 10 minutes or 15 minutes activity, and then finally discussion or feedback or you know. So it's a matter of how you pick and choose. Okay. I'm worried I'm not gonna finish this from the look of it. Okay.
Yeah, we have many comments on the comments chat.
Okay.
Most of them agree with you, Dr. Joe.
Okay, wait, I'm excited already. Yeah, see, during live session, you cannot be stationary like that. No, be yourself. So that the student will say, wow, I also I'm also pumped up because they're like, I'm not saying all of you must be like me, no. But my point is, go to your strength. What is your strength? You can be pulling in jokes, giving some nasihat. It's okay. Okay, now try to do this. Click on this and answer the activity.
Okay, so we have to scan the
you have to scan. Yeah, you have to scan.
And then it will direct to menti.com.
Yes. Yeah, that's one tool.
Okay.
Okay,
so
I give you.
We choose quizzes or they have many.
Okay, wait. Sorry. Let me enter my Mentimeter first. Okay, wait. Sorry, let's see. Okay. Hold on, Dr. Luthi.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, you see this one?
Yeah.
Okay, you use the code 62530169. 62530169.
Okay, menti.com.
Okay, and then use the code 62530169.
Okay, I will write in the comment, yeah?
Yes.
Menti.com. And then
they will ask for a code.
530169.
Yeah, see, that's interactivity, Dr. Luthi.
Yeah.
I'm having a live feedback from all the participants on what methods they use when they assess.
You are truly Sifu. I learned a lot from you today.
Alhamdulillah. That's why we are here, brother. Yeah. We share. Okay. So only 4, I can keep track, Dr. Luthi, down here. Only 4 participants has answered. Then we can go until 100. Yeah. Here.
Okay. So,
I try to make it larger.
So the question in the Mentimeter would be?
The question, this is a precursor punya activity lah. Just before I start to see the tools, I'm just showing you. That menti.com is one example of a tool.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And here, Dr. Lutfi, it's live, right? It's live. In other words, I don't need to wait until the class is over. I can see the feedback from the class. So let's say in your engineering class, Dr. Lutfi, let's say at the end of a course or at the end of a topic, you can ask whether they, whatever lah. In other words, you can customize the question. That's it.
Yeah.
You can customize the question. Okay, we have 19 already. We have 20 now. And let's say I cannot wait until 100 lah.
Yeah, I also just submitted.
Okay, wait. Now you can see the most common or the most frequent is homework assignment.
Yeah, maybe we give them like 2 minutes.
Okay, but it's revealing data, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a real-time tools.
Yeah. You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I've been using it for years. But a caveat. This is a demo. You can only use dua je. You only use dua soalan. So you want more, you have to pay lah. Biasalah, pay. This is commercial.
Yeah,
or your faculty can minta, you know, account lah. If the faculty has an account, you can use as many function lah. But now this one free. So free only limit 2 questions. So I only use this for the intros saja lah.
I see. Yeah.
Dr. Lutfi, can we move? I cannot.
Sure. So now
at least the participant can see the worth of Menti. In other words, later you can go into Menti website. You can open an account.
Yeah. So would you use these results in your future?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Perfect.
I mean, depending on your why you use what question you ask lah kan? What question you ask? Let's say prerequisite knowledge. You ask which knowledge they already know, so they can answer lah ya kan? From there, before the first class, you can already prepare your lesson depending on which knowledge they do not know yet kan? Macam tu lah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So I continue.
Okay.
Okay, wait. No, forgotten. Where's my voice track? Okay, my voice track. Okay. I hope I'm still. This is what? I don't know this. Yeah, this is Menti. Okay, wait. I think. Wait. Let me stop share first. Share. Okay. I'm trying to find. Okay. Share. Okay. There's one answer garden. I don't know why it's not here. Okay, it's okay. So let us go to answer garden. Okay, can you ask the participant to go to this website, Answer Garden?
Okay. Yeah.
It's a feedback tool. It's a feedback tool. So this would be like the second tool that I'm sharing with you. Okay. See, once you type in a topic here, what makes you happy? What is your mood today? Let's say, what makes your mood today?
Oh, seems like this website is from the Switzerland.ch.
Yeah. Yes. So you just create. This thing is preventing. Okay. Now wait. I need to know what is the link. Okay. Go to this link. answergarden.ch/2083323. Let me. Okay. Copy. Then I go to chat. Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Okay, chat. Okay. Go here. There. Answer garden, yeah. Then you can answer. I wait until a few. Then this is any question that's live while you are online teaching a course, you can ask a question, then you see a word cloud coming out. Word cloud. I'm hoping that some of you will answer now. There? Nampak tak, Doktor?
Yeah.
Interesting, kan?
Yeah.
So let's say you want to start a 3-hour class, you can ask the student, what's your mood today? If majority are sleepy, you better stop the class. Because it's real feedback, real time. There's another tool, simple tool. It doesn't need a IT savvy guy person to do this. It's just simple. And for all you know, Dr. Lupi, it's been there in the internet. So it's a matter of what I want to share with all the young lecturers, the new ones. It's there. It's a matter of searching and looking out for it. But fortunately, inshallah, for this session, I help you lah. I do the searching for weeks and weeks, and then I share with you. Excited, happy, awesome, sleepy. I'm sorry for the person who is sleepy. I cannot help you. Go drink coffee lah. Bring a cup of coffee in front of your desk. Happy, excited. See, Dr. Lufti, the most frequent or the mood will be the biggest. So alhamdulillah, are happy. Majority of the participants and viewers are happy and excited. Alhamdulillah. If let's say boring, then I stop now lah. I go lah, mengajuk lah.
So actually the font size indicates the
yes. The majority. If let's say 100, 80 says happy. So happy will be the biggest.
Yeah.
See? So you can customize your question. This is generic. You can ask about theory, about processes. Even this one is open-ended. Remember, this one is open-ended. There is no one answer like that.
Yeah, I believe there are many out there, but this is the ones that you introduce and share with us. Yeah.
Yes. It's easy and simple and straightforward. It's intuitive. Okay, so I go for the next one. Enough of that.
Maybe we can ask the participant what are their background? Like, do they come from which engineering?
You want to ask?
So we know our audience.
Okay, can lah, 1 or 2, but you know I have another 7 more to go.
Okay, no worries.
Okay. You can ask them to answer you in chat.
Oh yeah.
Okay, ada yang craving for food, itu seorang lah. Already exhausted, there's only one of them. For those of you already exhausted, you can just stand up and then just do some exercises or just get some munchies. For those of you craving for food, I think you can pause or just order Food Panda. Okay, that's that. I mean that's honest answer. See, I'm not saying I will get all the positive words. Sometimes doctor, you are too overly excited. Kena relax sekejap. Then maybe I understand. Okay, thank you for the comment. So macam tu lah. Okay, anyway.
So Nazato Shima also said that Menti can also perform the same things.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm giving you a few. It might overlap, I know, but it's your choice lah. Which one you comfortable with? Okay.
Indeed.
I'm not saying one is good, one is bad. I'm just sharing. Okay, so I hope you understand that. So now let us move. Okay, this is Menti. I don't know why my thingy, actually it should have a, a video, but it's not. I think this is Menti. I think Menti, we have done Menti. Yeah, this is Menti. The next one. Yes, Socrates.
Another remark, Doctor. Your enthusiasm is infectious.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know what? I want to share with everyone. Doesn't matter. Sometimes sometimes we are tired, or sometimes we're not in the mood to do the lesson, can. But we have to go because it's already in the schedule. So you have to. In other words, whether I'm not saying this is fake, I'm not saying that, but whether you are really in the mood or you're not, you have to force yourself. You have to force yourself to be in the groove. To be in the groove. And you know why? Student will see that. Student will see the tahap of sincerity. If you are just forcing yourself and then actually you don't like it, they will know. Then eventually, it will cause some difficulty. That's it. Okay, the next tool is called Socrates. Okay, hold on. I'm opening up Socrates. Socrates. Wait, I have already Socrates. Okay, wait. Socrates. I'm opening up Socrates. There are two. One is teacher website. One is student website. Mine is this. Okay, so I will launch my quiz. Okay, I will use the general knowledge. Okay, general knowledge. Okay, general knowledge. This thing is disturbing me. Okay, next. Okay, instant feedback. Open the instant feedback. Shuffle answer. Show final score. Okay. Okay, now you go to student login. You go to student. Socrates, choose student. Socrates, choose student. They will ask a room. You go to room Dr. Joe 802. DRJOE 802. This one. This. Dr. Lufti will be my monitor.
Yeah, so do we have, just Google Socrates student and then
go enter room.
Yeah.
Dr. Joe 802. And then you see the quiz. And then do the quiz now. Do the quiz now. Yes, Aimi has done, AG has done, Chan has done, Noor has done. And this is interesting because you are competing with your other friends. The green one, correct answer. The pink one, wrong answer. Doesn't matter lah, wrong answer, whatever. Just do it. I want to show this is what I meant by interactivity. You like it, Dr. Lutfi?
Yeah, my answer was wrong.
It's okay, it's okay. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to share the tool. Okay? Don't worry. If you have all wrong, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so means like the teacher also can real time.
Yes. You are watching me real time. I'm looking at my students' results now.
Okay.
5. Don't have to wait next hour. Do not have to wait tomorrow. Do not have to wait next week.
All right.
Wouldn't you as a student love this? Yeah. So Dr. Lutfi, ni contoh boleh buat quiz. So you buat quiz, you create the quiz in your subject area lah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the student will like it. Yeah.
Love it, man. I love it. Shima, Sarah, Rose, RM, Noor, MIMT, Lily, Lynn, HY, Honey. Hi, everyone. Thank you for interactively answering the quiz. And from here, Dr. Lutfi, you know which question are easy, which question are, see from here, this is the percentage of getting correct. And for your information, that questions, I created it myself. Okay, so that's, in other words, later lah, maybe I don't have the time. You go to Socrates teacher, open up your account.
But
Okay,
do we have
once you open,
to pay for this?
no, this free.
Okay.
Free. Next month, the class on, terus cuba. You can ask, like, say, prerequisite knowledge. Have you know about this theory? Have you know and then you, from there lah, you tanya kan, then you know, majority do not know theory A, theory B, C dia dah tahu. So you can start teaching lah.
Yeah.
It's all depends on how you want to use the tool, remember? And remember, from those first slide, I'm using interactivity all out.
Yeah, I believe it would be nice if we can also count these interactive tools with our UPM teaching profile. Yeah.
Maybe lah. That one you have to ask the powers that be lah. If they can merge it kan, or they can include it lah. Maybe lah. The technical people will know lah. Okay. Oh, very nice. Okay, dah banyak tu, dah ramai. Okay, 31 already. I'm looking lah. Is there anyone got all correct? I'll be happy if someone get all correct. But please do not copy from the answer from the other people. That one tak not honest lah. Okay.
Okay, good news. Some people, I got answer from Nazata Shima say that you can doctor also available in Putra Blast. So
yes,
we can
yeah. Good. Thank you for the info.
Yeah.
Okay. I have another 25 minutes. Okay, so I have many more to share with you. Okay, we pause Socrative. So this is called Socrative. I know I have no time to really go in depth, but I'm sure all of us have the skill, the knowledge to play around, look at the website. Remember, the point is for teacher, you have to go to the Socrative teacher, open an account. From there, you can open for your students, so you can create quizzes or whatever. Okay. So enough of that. I'm gonna go forward. See what happened. There's a video. Yeah.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this short video about Socrative. Now, I'm not going to go into too much depth today because I'm really hoping that you will take the opportunity to explore at your own pace, but I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of the teacher view of Socrative so you can see how everything works. Now, when you first log in, the most important thing to realize is that there are two different pages depending on what you want to do. So when you want to launch an activity, so when you've walked into the classroom and you're ready to use Socrative with students, you're going to be using the launch page. Whereas when you want to build quizzes and you want to create content for students, you're going to be using the quizzes tab along the top. You'll also see that there are rooms, reports, and results. The room here is customizing what you want your room to be called. So when students log in, a great thing about Socrative is they don't need to have lots and lots of information in order to access a room. It just asks them to type in their teacher's room name. So I made mine shut up to make it nice and easy for my students. Okay. The next page here is reports. So you can always go back and download a spreadsheet of student reports, which is really powerful. It's great to do before interviews. And this last one here, it will show you if you have an activity that's currently running with your students. So if you're still collecting data, you will see this little icon here tells us that we are live. And to finish something, you just click that finish button there. Okay, and I'm going to go back to the launch page. So that gives you an overview of these. Now with your launch page here, there are a few different activities that you can run. So when you're in class and you want to ask a quick question, that is this one down the bottom. If you've used Poll Everywhere before, this is very similar. It's just a matter of clicking it, asking them a true or false question on the board, and you're then going to get their responses very quickly. And this is really powerful.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is powerful because tengah-tengah mengajar, you pause, lepas tu you tanya. You just ask like on the fly using Socrative.
Instant data from students. Okay. If you would like to ask them some questions before they leave the room, but at the end of the lesson you want to see what they've learnt that lesson, exit tickets are my absolute favorite tool within Socrative. And you can see that I've had to prepare absolutely nothing for this. I've just clicked exit ticket. And when students log on, and they enter your room code, they'll see 3 questions. The first is, how well did you understand today's material? What did you learn in today's class? And then the last one here is just the teacher's question. And this is where you would write a question on the board, something specific to that lesson, and it's really testing their knowledge of whether they learned what you were teaching them that day.
This is powerful, Dr. Lutfi. You should use this because after every lesson, they are embedded as default. So the student can ask apa tentang the previous lesson. This, for those of you who know assessment, this is similar to a minute, 1 minute punya classroom assessment strategies. 1 minute paper. Student tanya, jawab what they learn. But from here, tak payah tulis, just online saja.
Okay. Here we go. Go back to the launch page. These here, so quiz operates very much like a SurveyMonkey or a Google Doc if you've used those before. And to create quizzes, you need to use the quizzes bar here. So using this one here, clicking add a quiz, you can either create or import. And if we click create here, you can see that you get 3 options of questions. You can ask them multiple choice, true or false, or short answer. And it's really powerful too because you can auto mark these as well. So when typing in a multiple choice question, you can decide which of those is correct and Socrative will auto mark that for you. All right, let's just go back to launch if it will let us. Save and exit. Brilliant. So that is, we've got quick question, exit ticket, and quiz. And this last one here is space race. This is a lot of fun. Students love this. It's exactly the same as a quiz, except they're doing it in groups and they're competing against one another. And what's really great is when you conduct a space race, you pick your quiz. Here we go. We are going to have 2 teams. The icon is going to be the rocket today, no countdown, and we're going to give question feedback. So you can see here that when we do this, you put students into your teams and they then work together to answer the questions in the quiz. And depending on both the accuracy of their answers and the speed of their answers, their rockets will move across the page. And obviously they're competing to get their rocket across to the other side the fastest. So that is a general explanation of Socrative. I recommend having a play with all of the different tools and really experimenting with your class and hearing what they say about it as well.
Okay, so we go next. Formative. Dr. Lutfi, tadi, that just now it was Socrative. Now it's formative. So I will type in formative. Formative. Formative.
So in these 2 hours, we covered a lot. You covered a lot of.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, I tried. So formative, I think I want to skip, not skip lah. I want to show you the video. Wait, the video for formative. I think this is the video. No, that's the video. Yeah. Maybe from just watching the video, you have a rough idea. Later on, you can play with it.
Welcome to Formative. Formative makes building formative assessments and assignments easy. When building a formative, you can choose from Formative's multimedia content options and interactive question types, allowing you to assess and deliver instruction all in one place. After adding a question, you can add an answer key for auto-grading, select the applicable options for your question, and then tag your question to a standard, allowing you to track student mastery of learning objectives. Already have content that you like? Simply upload any PDF.
I like this one, Dr. Lutfi. If you have, let's say, already previous quizzes or exam in Word, you upload it and put it in formative automatically.
Or doc, and click to add questions on top. Once you've assigned a formative, student responses will appear in real time, color-coded to auto-grading. This allows you to intervene when it is needed most, immediately. You can manually grade multiple student responses at the same time, and also send feedback to multiple students at once. You can even send individualized resources, such as videos and images, based on the immediate needs of your students. Want to know how well your students are mastering the standards? Visit Formative's Teacher Tracker to see exactly how each student is progressing. With multiple options for collaboration, you can choose the one that works best for your team. You can add a colleague to live edit formatives together, share a copy of a formative, or you can publish to your school or team's private library, a great option for common assessments across your school or district. Looking for pre-made content? Visit our public library, where you will find thousands of pre-made formatives. Simply filter based on your preferences, select a formative, and assign it to your students. Amplify your teaching with Formative.
Okay, I understand that it's quite similar with Socrative. It's a matter of choice. And I know maybe a little bit more detailed or a little bit more sophisticated, but it all depends on you. If you think it's not your cup of tea, then don't worry, don't stress. You just ignore it. Okay. So I'm just sharing with you the possibilities. Okay. I'm not saying you must use. I'm not saying that. If you feel after looking at it and checking it out, it is most appropriate, then go ahead and try. Try meaning testing saja one course or one class, small. You might have 10, 15 students in one class. Maybe you can try it out. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. There's another one. Google is different. It's actually, let me show you. Wait. Okay, Google, I'll show you. Google is mind map, Dr. Lupti, mind map. Google is mind map, okay?
So looking at the URL is from Italy, is it?
Yes. Google.
Hi, welcome to CADe-Lead. CADe-Lead is a great way to understand, organize, and share information on any topic with colleagues, classmates, or just on your own. Let's sign in and create a new diagram. Click the central item to edit the title. I'm going to use this diagram to plan an awesome new business idea. Use the plus buttons to add branches. You can add as many as you need. Click on text to edit it, or drag an item to move it around. The structure of the diagram helps to keep your ideas organized. Right-click on an item to open the context menu. Here you can change its color, remove it, and all sorts of other useful things. After you've added some items, try inviting someone to edit with you. You'll see their changes appear instantly as they make them. And you can discuss your project right here in the Messages panel, making it really easy to work on anything together. Your diagrams are saved automatically. When you're done, click the CADe-Lead logo in the top left corner to go back to your homepage, where you'll see everything you've created so far. Log in now to get started and find out why 1 million people have chosen CADe-Lead to organize their ideas.
Okay, the point now is, there are two ways of looking at this. You can teach whatever, let's say, parts of the heart or the brain or systems in any, engineering, whatever. So you can use it, but I think that's take a lot of your time to plan. Or you teach a course, you teach a topic, after 1 month or after 2 weeks, you make an assignment, you let the student use CADe-Lead as assignment, the assignment is in the form of a mind map. You see my point? And you need to have your rubrics lah kan, apa yang the best answers or the complete answers. So you can go either way. Either you are teaching using CADe-Lead, or in your project or assignment, the student must submit assignment in the form of a mind map. So you let them play around with CADe. So it's a matter of choice, okay? So enough of CADe. Okay. But I do ask my students to come up with mind map and infographic, because infographic are abound right now. It's so interesting. So students love to create infographic. Okay, this is what is this? Sorry, flipboard. Okay, flipboard. Let me go and open flipboard. Flipboard is interesting. It's totally different. It's not quizzes. Oh, yeah. It's not okay. Wait, trying to show. In other words, flipboard is where if you have a topic, you can ask your student to bring in all available literature, research article, news clipping, videos on all the topics that you are interested, and they bring in all into flipboard. I'm sorry, I should have yeah, I don't have the video clip for this, but if you were to open YouTube, you can try and let's say I open YouTube. Just sharing with you. I think it's an interesting app. Flipboard tutorial. Can you hear the voice?
Hi, my name is
Can you hear?
No, I think no.
Okay.
all the news you care about in one place. This video will show you the basics about using
I think we hear it very slow.
Okay, we are.
as your home page.
Maybe you can increase the volume. Because the volume is there.
It's okay, it's okay.
All the content you've subscribed to. Tap in to browse stories from that
Can you hear now?
social network.
Dr. Lutfi, can you hear now?
Yeah, but still the volume is not loud.
Way to quickly browse all the
In
content
other words, wait,
shared with you.
Or maybe just me, because somebody in the chat say yes.
You can
Okay.
also search on Flipboard.
So in a nutshell, Flipboard is like a collection of information or a repository of all that you might want a student to research on. Let's say you want to research on the theory of construction using method A, then they use Flipboard. They can pull in all relevant literature. Itu je lah. For our teaching lah, in online teaching. So in the end, they will have like a magazine of that particular topic. They curate, the word is curate. They curate all relevant information, be it PDF, file, document, articles, videos, and pull it together, and they might have one title, My Magazine on the Theory of Disease.
Or listen to.
Yes.
Yeah,
See?
yeah, the volume is still not.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna skip this one. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip this one. So this is what Flipboard is. Okay, this is Flipboard. Okay. Next one would be. Oh, this is the one Flipboard. Aduh, sorry. This is Flipboard. So each one of you will have a flipboard magazine on the topic that the lecturer or that you want the student to compile as references. Okay, enough of that. I think time is not on my side here for the second part. The next one would be mood, but I think, okay, just show mood. Mood is interesting too, powerful. You have to get the extension from Google. Google extension, you'll find Mood. Then once you import Mood, it will be embedded in your menu. So every time you read assignment, you can use Mood automatically. Okay, so that's Mood. I think I better stop here, even though I have maybe one or two. Okay, wait, this is what I've already. Oh, this Bob is e-portfolio. I think you can check on your own. This is the video. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to skip. And then there is Pressbox. Pressbook. Pressbook is interesting. As a big project, doesn't matter which area, science or engineering or arts or languages. This is like a semester project. Using this app, the student can compile, and in the end, group work, in the end, at the end of the semester, your group will publish an e-book. The app itself will organize all the chapters or everything. So interesting, Pressbook. There is one example of an e-book as a class project. So it's a manual. Cool. You can go to Commons and publish it. And then finally, if you notice my slide is using another app, which is called Voice Thread. I will share with you the link to the Voice Thread. Even after this webinar, you can still give feedback or comments or ask questions, either type written, either audio, either video. See here? I can comment there. So that's Voice Thread. So I have no time to really go into the details. And with that, I will
very cool.
Yeah, I will try not to overextend my time. I am being very time conscious here. So with that, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Maybe we have 5 minutes of question and answer.
Okay, well done, Dr. Joe. We still have 3 minutes for the question and answer, yeah? So maybe I'll open to the luckiest participant who wants to share their thoughts or also ask questions to Yang Berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Joe Osman. So anyone? I think we learned a lot today, and there's like various numbers of online tools, yeah, for online assessment. So if there's no one, maybe I have one question to Dr. Joe.
Okay.
So when we talk about learning, teaching, it relates with the brain, right? So it will be nice if we have tools to assess the brain. Through virtual reality or augmented reality, or also like robotics things, So how will you comment on that? Maybe we can urge our government to a little bit spend on the grants.
I think I've read somewhere that there are tools that cater for augmented reality. I had no time to really find one or search one to share with you, but there is a few augmented reality app, interactive, that you can use. Just like the game last time, what other game? That famous game 1 or 2 years before pandemic. Everybody was playing it to catch what? To catch what? To catch the ball. To catch the monsters. So I forgot the name of the game. That was augmented reality, and I think you can use that in the class.
Pokemon.
What was the game? Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon. Pokemon was a classic game of augmented reality. It's just that you have to adapt and apply it to whatever relevant topic, not all topics.
And it's also a very youth friendly, because the youth, they like the gadgets and so on.
Yes. So maybe a closing remark. This is my honest reflection. I might be wrong. Okay, I don't think that all of you should agree or want to agree, but we can have all the sophisticated tools, can. Therefore, our teaching strategy or teaching style has to change, because if you use current sophisticated latest tech, but your teaching is just like face to face, then it's not going to work. So you also have to change maybe some behaviors or some styles of yourself in such a way to incorporate or to synergize, to be symbiotic with the tech. So with that, I am so happy to have the opportunity to have this webinar with you. Inshallah, we meet again sometime in the future, once the pandemic or the endemic is okay for all of us to travel outside. With that, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, so with that, we end our session today on the webinar on assessment for online learning. So thank you very much, Yang Berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Joe Osman, for the very energetic sharing. I would say it's very fantastic, and it's like in Deutsch they say wunderbar. Wunderbar.
Wunderbar. Remember interactivity.
Have the audience to switch on your camera so we can have like the photo session. Okay, for today's session. So there will be 4 pages. Okay, so I will start with page number 1. Okay, I'm gonna count 1 to 3. Okay, so make sure you're ready. Okay, so page 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we have page 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we have page 3. Oh yeah, all right. So with that, we end our session with Tasbih Kifarah dan Suratul Wal'as, and thank you everyone. All right. Thank you, Dr. Joe.
Thank you. Okay,
bye.
Assalamualaikum.
On the next occasion. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Itu Sarah hadirin.
Bye.